Welcome back to In the Eye. Today, your co-hosts are Olivia Smallridge,
Campbell Bennett.
and our special guest on the podcast is
Thomas Kennedy. I am from the Citrus County School Board member from District 1.
So, Mr. Kennedy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm actually from Boston, the great state of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, but I moved here 35 years ago, met a amazing English teacher at Crystal River Middle School, and we raised a family here. So a lot of my background has been construction, real estate, up until the time that my own kids were starting in the school system, and I really wanted to get involved very much. So school advisory councils were something I love. I don't know if any of you serve on those,
Yes.
but there were some great conversations take place, and from that I really was like, I want to do more, and I decided that I would run for school board. So I did that, and that was in 2010, and I have been blessed to be able to continue to serve since then.
Oh, it's been a long time.
That's a
We were
while.
talking about it. We were like asking each other like how long we think it's been, and I said like, "Oh, I think it's like been like 10, 15 years."
Yeah.
So, it's definitely been a long time.
So you'd say like getting involved as a parent is what kind of inspired you to kind of step up and be on the.
Being as a parent, because when I actually got on the board, I still am the youngest school board member in Citrus County's history, which is not saying a whole lot now that I am in my 50s. But there wasn't someone who had young children in the school system at that time. And so things that you guys deal with every day, and things of like, well, why are we taking this course? And back then it was the FCAT, and then it became, different state standardized testing. Those were important for me to have a parent's voice in, and it still remains a big core of the conversations I have is, what are students and parents thinking?
That's definitely nice to know. Like we
Yeah.
have like a variety of perspectives and views that can help us create like the best possible outcome.
I agree. So I had two of aside from my wife, who's taught in the school system here for 30 years, we raised two of our children in the school system. They went from elementary, middle, and high school through our school system. So not only them, but their friends would give me a lot of feedback about the things we should and should not be doing. And as Campbell knows, I also still stay involved with swimming, which is what my own children were. So I get on the pool deck and I'll have Mr. Kennedy, did you know? And we need to be doing, and so like today, I love this. This
Yeah.
is what it's about.
Yeah. So, on that subject, what would you say is the most challenging and rewarding parts of your job?
The most challenging is probably that as you all are living, education is changing every single day. Even since you started from middle school to now, the tools you use are very different. It was just approximately 185 days ago, 1,185 days ago, that this program called ChatGPT was released. Now, when you were in middle school, there wasn't even a program like
Yeah.
that. And so how we teach, how we learn, how we do everything, that changes. So the challenge is probably that part of it. The rewarding, it's this. It's being able to spend time with you guys, whether it's in a setting like this, which is pretty amazing. And then also whether it's going to an athletics competition, arts competition, just running into somebody at Publix and
Which is how
hearing
we got
about
here.
and that's important. So that's the rewarding part. The challenging is the ever-going changes.
Do you see like a lot of people like in public and they come to you and say, "Oh, like I know you," and you find that like cool?
It's interesting. It's still shocking to me when someone comes up and notices me, and I'm still thinking, do I know them from church? Do I know them from?
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's something else. I don't think of myself
Yeah, you don't
as
think of your
someone
job.
as a board member in that way. So it is, and many times my kids will be like, "Who is that?" And do we know them? And then it's talking about it. But here's the part that I love, and we come from a small, great community. relationships are important.
Mhm.
I cannot
Yeah.
tell you enough, the people that you meet that you will be like, oh, I went to high school with. Did you know they're doing this? My son's, one of his best friends is now a weatherman in another state. Um, Another of their friends was, Miss Florida and is now a lobbyist for Argentic, which is, if you don't know, that's Claude, which is the competitor to ChatGPT. These are all people that were kids like you in school not that long ago. So relationships are important, and I would tell you not just your peers, but also your teachers who are going to continue to play a role in your life. I still talk to my English teacher from high school on a regular basis, and I still get excited to tell her what I'm doing as one of her students from the past.
That is cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
I know
don't-
networking is a big
Yeah.
thing. Really
like
important.
even like this is important. Like how much we're getting to know people from this podcast.
Yeah, and we are learning so much, so it's really cool, honestly. To kind of go back to something that you said about AI, I know you were talking about integrating that. What is kind of one project or something going on in the school district office that you're proud of or excited for, like coming up?
Oh, wow. So artificial intelligence is a big part of it. So I serve in a couple of roles. One is I was the 55th president of the Florida School Board Association, and that's an organization in Florida that represents elected school board members from all over the state of Florida. And in that role, I had an opportunity to really get to know different things that were happening in the state. Technology's always been a big deal for me, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm a dyslexic, so I have a learning disability. I was an ESE kid, and so I know how important technology was to bridging and providing me a tool that changed my life. When I was a kid, there was something called a Franklin Speaking Dictionary. It looked like a calculator, and you could put a word in it, and it would spell it, and then it would speak it for you. That was game-changing. And when you think of today, when we have an iPhone, and that's what this is, technology can be a bridge for so many people. Artificial intelligence has taken this to a whole nother level. So I serve on Florida's K-12 AI and Education Task Force out of the University of Florida. I'm a founding member there. And we work with teachers and educators and school districts on how to implement policy, how to safely implement incorporating things like Gemini into learning, and the best practices to do that not only in a safe way, but in a way that when you get and look for a job, that you will have those skills. Something you may not know, but right now, 66% of employers in any industry are looking for someone that has artificial intelligence literacy, or they know how to use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And they know how to use it to not just make a picture, but they know how to write something. They know how to create a document. They know how to solve a problem. The other skills that's important is that 71% of employers are saying they will hire someone with artificial intelligence literacy over someone that has experience. So you want to know how you guys are going to have the edge over the generation in front of you? It's by knowing and using AI. So that's a big part of something that I work in, going around the state of Florida. I do it here in Citrus County. I'm actually going to be traveling out of state to Washington, D.C. to be talking to some of our congressmen about the integration of that and the safe implementation, building policies. And in Citrus County, the excitement really is there's a lot of different tools, but one of my favorite tools that I use and that I teach about is something called Google Notebook LM. And this is an analytics tool, but it also creates podcasts.
I've used that before.
Yeah, we've used that to study for our biology. Like it,
Yeah.
See?
we put in our notes, and it gave us like
It
a
generated the whole
podcast.
thing,
It gave
yeah.
us a podcast to listen to as like a study piece. Remember we did
Yeah,
that
it was
last
really
year.
cool.
It was really
we would
cool.
listen to it on the way to
Yeah.
take the test.
Yeah.
So I use it, I'll create the podcast, I'll put it in what's called interactive mode, and I will interrupt the podcast and ask it questions so that I get a deeper dive. And,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I'll do that by safely driving down the road.
I didn't even know that it could do that. That's really
yeah, I
cool.
didn't know that it could do that
Try
either.
it out. It's the one that's got the little hand that's waving like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely knew what you're talking about because of us
Mhm.
putting it into, putting our notes into it.
Yeah.
So
It-
that was something interestingly we shared with the board just this week of that approximately 80% of teachers are using AI today, and about almost 50% of students are using it in some form or another. So I'm going to go back to them and say, yeah, I was on a podcast and they actually, they did it. They did it in the appropriate way in school that they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Those numbers are crazy. Like the
Mhm.
employers, like it's really cool that you are like working to try to get it integrated and help us learn how to use it, because if it can benefit us that much, that's really good. That's crazy.
I do feel like some teachers probably use it to like create tests or like, from like books and stuff, and I
Yeah.
think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The important thing we talk about when we're looking to integrate artificial intelligence in education, critical thinking cannot be thrown out. That's
Mhm.
actually the time where we really need you to say, I don't think that makes sense. That's not
Yeah.
right. I
Yeah.
know better. My spidey senses are going off, and it's not saying that this is right.
Yeah, 'cause-
So critical thinking is important. So when you do use artificial intelligence, question it.
Mhm.
Ask, make sure that it is in line with what you know, and check it, verify it. Don't just, go by what it is. Because here's the thing about artificial intelligence. It wants to be your friend, and it wants to please you.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't know the answer, it'll make it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did last year at CF. We did in our English class. We did a whole paper on AI, and it was about like critiquing an essay that AI gave us, and like it didn't follow certain things, even if
Mhm.
we told it to. Like it was like
MLA format.
Yeah, MLA format, which apparently our English teacher this year at CF told us that ChatGPT doesn't know MLA format correctly.
Mhm.
They
Oh.
so
She
we
said it
thought
was
that
like trained by scientists which
Yeah.
use APA.
Yeah.
So it's not very good with MLA.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
hmm
I
Yeah, it was
actually,
definitely
I can tell you
interesting.
how you can pre-program it. If you ask me afterwards, and I'll tell you how.
That's funny.
So kind of shifting back to about you more. You have your own blog, right?
I do. I sometimes think it's the longest running blog in Citrus County because nobody knew what a blog was when I did it.
Yeah.
In fact, even when I would say a blog, no one knew. So I'm going on over 16 years.
Oh,
It's
wow.
thomastalks.org. It really is talking about you guys. It's really talking about the cool things we do in our school system. When I got elected, one of the things that bothered me was everything was, that, well, these kids today, and, and I wanted to say, and so I started saying, no, these kids today are doing amazing things. Like they created a podcast.
Yeah.
And they are, the way you interacted at Publix was so engaging. It was, we talk about those tools of saying, well, what are and the term is soft skills. They're the interrelation skills, the things we're doing right now and talking to one another. You were amazing. Campbell, you did a great job. Olivia, you just weren't there. I'm sure you would have done a great job too.
I was at the
Yeah,
Inverness
well,
Public.
Yeah,
Oh.
we both work at Publix, so I definitely think that certain skills from Publix have like
Oh, definitely.
helped us, because I feel like communicating with people when you have to talk through like to people going through your line, like I
Mhm.
feel like that definitely has taught like me and Olivia some
Oh,
things.
definitely.
I love
Yeah.
that. So my blog was about that. It was to talk about you guys. It was to talk about the teachers. It was to talk about these wonderful successes. And I say right in my disclosure, if you want to see disagreements about decisions on the school board, this is not the place you're going to see that, because I'm going to talk about the good stuff. So that's what I've done. I've written well over 1,000 different articles. Many of them, of course, they run on the blog.
Mhm.
Back then, nobody even knew what Facebook or social media was. Then as stats come on, I dual post, so they're on both. And then the other thing that I do is the Chronicle has been very kind as to, they run a lot of my larger stories. So one of the stories I did here that I was so excited about was about the welding program here at Citrus High School.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that with Mr. Einspar of second episode?
Yes.
Yeah, and we definitely learned a lot about that.
About the virtual, how they're doing the virtual
It's
wedding.
really
That is
cool.
Yeah,
so
it's so
cool.
cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah, we even talked about maybe in the future doing like a walking podcast if we can get that to work.
On
but
site.
Yeah, so I feel like that'd be interesting in the
Yeah.
I think
future.
that would be very cool.
Yeah.
By the way, girls are better welders than boys. I'm sorry. I said it.
Mr. Einspar said that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So true. It's very true.
I mean, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Girls run the world. What can
Yeah.
I say?
And I'm glad, being the dad of a daughter, I'm very glad of it.
Yeah.
Our time has gone so
I know.
fast. Oh my
We've-
goodness.
We've definitely had a lot of good conversations.
Yes.
Well, I have something for you guys.
Okay.
So this is amazing. And one of the things that I'm a strong supporter of is career and technical education. Career and technical education does not mean you are not going to go to college, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to go directly to the workforce or to the military. But these types of skills, this is, I believe, in your AVID
Yes.
Yes.
course. These are important skills. So I wanted to encourage it. So I have, with the Educational Foundation, a little endowment that my family has. And with a friend of mine, Mr. and Mrs. Arnold Ross. So we are giving you $500 from the Educational Foundation for the podcast initiative. So maybe if you do need to do that roving, if you want to have a second person here and you need an additional microphone or whatever that case may be. So that is
Oh
for
my
you
goodness.
guys.
Thank you so
you and
much.
Mrs.
Thank you so
Kirby
much.
Can figure out how to do that.
Yeah,
Is-
that's so cool. Thank you.
that's so exciting.
You are
Oh my
most
gosh.
welcome.
Do
I'm
you-
very grateful to you.
Do you have any ideas of
Yes.
certain things that you could think of that, like you said, getting another person or getting a longer table? Or is there anything else you can think of to like build this?
Okay, so I have listened to podcasts again before podcasts was even cool.
Yeah.
And I have used Notebook LM to create podcasts. This is the first podcast I've ever been on. So I will tell you, I am extremely impressed with what you all are doing. Definitely, I think you could benefit by having two guests at the same time. So that may involve needing a little bigger table and maybe additional microphones. I'm excited about the equipment that you have
Yes.
going on, but I also think you guys are you are the podcast. You are our future, and I'm really excited about it.
We're really excited too now that this is really picked up. Like this
Yeah.
is really something that we take pride in, definitely. And I think we're both really proud of it.
Yeah.
And it being like Citrus High School thing.
Definitely.
So
You should be, and I think you're going to start something because I'm hoping then when you are done as hosts, the next hosts that follow you after you're done with school, you're going to bring in a whole nother generation through, and you need to make sure to put this on your resumes.
Oh
Yes.
yes, we've talked about that, putting this on our resumes.
I feel like I say this every episode, but it's like crazy how big like this has gotten. Like we could not have imagined it like this. So
Yeah.
this really does mean a lot, and I'm excited for how we can continue to expand it. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be really.
I mean,
cool.
I literally just talked about walking podcasts. We could get like
Yeah.
little mics that we
Yeah.
hold or put on our shirts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool.
Shirts, I like that. You need to,
Citrus High School podcast.
In the
shirts.
eye.
In the eye.
in
podcast.
the eye. I love
If
it.
it gets to that, if we get to that, we definitely could
Yeah.
do that. That'd be cool. That'd be fun.
All right. Well, like I said, we've had some really good
Yeah, we have.
conversations, but I think we're gonna start to wrap it up. Campbell's gonna give us our important dates for the week.
Now, bear with me because this is the longest set.
It's like
of-
triple amount.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So next Tuesday, March 3rd, we have, this is hard to read, you guys. We have boys tennis away. We have girls tennis home. We have girls softball home. We have flag football at Crystal River away. We have baseball away. And then next Wednesday, the 4th, we have track away. We have flag football home. And we have baseball away. And then next Thursday, the 5th, we have the wrestling state champ. Okay, wrestling state championship. That's away in Kissimmee. We have boys tennis home. We have baseball home. We have freshman orientation from 6 to 7:15 home. So if any middle schoolers are watching this, definitely come out to that. We have flag football home. Next Friday, we have the wrestling state championship, which is also in Kissimmee. We have track at Wildwood, boys weightlifting in Leesburg. We have softball in the Villages, and baseball in Dixie County. And then on Saturday, the 7th, we have wrestling. Okay, so it's second day of wrestling state champ. And then we have a speech and debate tournament in Weeki Wachi.
Wow.
So that's pretty
A
cool.
lot going on.
A lot going on. That's insane. There's like 5 things per day. Yeah, that's a lot.
So
Definitely
that
a
means
lot.
make sure you guys come and support.
Yeah, support your Citrus High School Canes.
Yes. But thank you so much again. It was really cool.
Yeah,
to
that
have
was
you on the
very
podcast.
generous. Like,
Yes.
that's
Thank
so
you
important.
for having me.
Yes.
I'm so grateful to what you guys are doing, and please keep this going.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yes, we will.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you will tune in next week. Bye.